In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use echo3D and Unity to deploy a very simple, quick AR app. In order for us to use the Unity SDK, we're going to go download the most recent version of the SDK. So once you're logged into your echo3D account, just go up here to the top where it has SDKs and integrations, and you're going to click on the Unity SDK, which will start downloading instantly. So now that it's been unzipped, you can open the folder and you're going to copy this parent folder into your project's packages folder. So in this case, it's just called my project. So you're going to just paste the folder in here. This is automatically going to update in Unity once you pull it up. So as you can see, the echo3D SDK is now in the packages folder. We want to get the Unity SDK up and running, so there are actually two ways that you can do this. The first way is to use a standalone prefab as a singular game object. So regardless, you're going to drag the echo3D service prefab into the hierarchy, and that needs to stay there the whole time that you're using echo3D. The first way is to use the echo3D prefab, which is the echo3D hologram, as a standalone object in your hierarchy. Here you can see that there's a slot for the API key and entry IDs, tags, and a couple other options. Another way to do this, so we're just going to delete the hologram SDK. Maybe you have a game manager in the script, so we're actually going to go over here to the runtime folder inside the echo3D SDK, and we're going to add the echo3D hologram script to that object. It's really a matter of preference. Now that we have this installed in Unity, we're going to go back to the echo3D console and we're going to pick a 3D model so I can demonstrate how to get it integrated into your project. By the way, we have a library of over 75,000 free assets that you can use for your projects, for any of your commercial projects that are royalty free. And in order to access those, you can either go to Add to Cloud or click on an empty content card and search for whatever object you're looking for. And this will present tons of results, just FYI. But in our case, because we already have our assets, we'll just go ahead and use what we have. In our project, you see that there is a slot here for an API key and entries. In our case, these are the two most important pieces of information that we need to get from our echo3D console. Your API key is going to be at the top of your project, right over here, and I gave mine a custom name, so it may not look like yours, but your API key will be here regardless. So I'm going to just paste that over here. And the entry IDs are individual identifiers for each of these content cards. So that just lets you have a little bit more customization when it comes down to deciding which assets you want loaded into your project. So in this case, we're going to use the telescope, and you're going to copy the entry ID by clicking on these overlapping boxes and pasting those over here. Make sure that you save before you run the project. And let's load in the telescope. And immediately you can see that we have loaded in the telescope right here. You have this asset that's being streamed in from the echo3D cloud, which is amazing because it keeps your project smaller and everything can be updated across devices and updated a lot faster through the echo3D console. So once Apple releases their SDK for the Vision Pro, this will just be another way to contribute to content creation and make it easier and more accessible for everybody who's building 3D apps. And finally, I'm going to convert this into an AR app on an Android device. So as you can see, I have added AR Foundation and I set that up on the back end. So this is good to go. And I'm going to show you what the deployed product looks like. As you can see here, this is the same telescope from the project, but now it's in AR.